Correct that he's anxious. Something correctable is touching the center console because he's breaking the boundary of the hammock anyway. And if you were to get in an accident and he were up there, he's going through the windshield. So that's a correctable thing, and it's a little bit more clear because then he knows, okay, if my paws touch that, I'm gonna get a firm correction. Or if they're messing with this and start to roll the windows down, I call this the windowsill, I'll start correcting them. Some people will do like down stays in the car, but I feel like you have to be pretty practiced at a down. And almost just correct the side effects that he's having. The pacing, the touching of the car interior. It's an instability. Like, he feels nervous, and that's valid, and he's allowed to feel anxious. How can we help you feel better?
So again, she's working with a client, right, who has their dog in a car hammock in the back seat, right? And the dog has issues with trying to crawl into the front seat and get on she calls it the windowsill, so like the armrest in the back seat and all those types of things. And she's talking about stopping those things to make it safer for the dog. Yeah. And somebody commented on it, and they're like, dogs should only ever be crated when in the car. And I was like, okay, well, sure, a crate is a very safe alternative, right? Yeah. I think crating dogs in the car, if you have the ability to do so, is a fantastic idea. Yeah. Right? But there is such a large percentage of the population that literally does not have a car big enough to put a fucking crate in it for your dog. Right? Exactly. Like that's reality. Yeah. Right? So like what do we do then? Right? Like what do you do? Should we tell the person, well, you got to buy a new car. You can't train your dog. You got to buy a new car. Yeah. Right? Like, that's obviously not going to happen. Yeah. Right? Like, no way. So I explained that. She's like, well, you should have at least touched on the point that crates are a much safer alternative than the dog being loose in the backseat. I was like, okay, but like, this is a 60-second clip. Yeah. Where we're working with an individual client on their individual situation, coaching them through how to safely have their dog in their car in the way that they travel with their dog. Yeah. Right? And she's like, well, don't you care about... oh, Lord. Don't you care about giving proper information to people? I was like, yes, I care about giving proper information to people, right? But we don't also give all of our information for free. Actually, we do. Like, realistically, we give all our information for free. But like, if you're somebody who's trying to get free information of like exactly what to do with your dog, you're going to have to do a little digging in our short form and our long form content to get all of the pieces of the puzzle. And that's kind of the price you have to pay of not wanting to spend money on a dog trainer. 100%. Yeah. Right? Huh? Now, the people that do hire us, we will look at their situation and give them every bit of information that possibly will apply to their situation to help them make the correct choices and navigate that kind of stuff because we're getting paid for it, right? Yep. And this just gets to the problem of like people look at these videos and they think that if you are going to put out and this is physically impossible to do, right? If you're going to put out content giving anybody any sort of like educational insight or tips or pointers or this or that you have to give every possible freaking scenario and possibility and like A, B, C, D, you know what I mean? Like in every option and stuff like that, you got to package that all up or else you're just doing a disservice. And it's like, guys, let's take a chill pill for a second. Right? Like again, I live by, like, there's a lot you can get accomplished with like free videos, like YouTube videos, this, that, but like social media is for entertainment purposes. Social media is to market yourself to people so that people can ultimately, like, I'm not in the business of training people's dogs via social media. I'm in the business of marketing my services via social media so you could hire me to then train your dog and give you all of the information. And there are just so many people that just like can't grasp that. No. They just like can't wrap their head around it. Not at all. Right? So getting back to the car issue, right? Yeah, there are plenty of dogs that come in that like travel in a large SUV and they're not a huge dog. And I say, you know what? Just get a kennel. Put a kennel back there and put them in it. It's going to be safer. It's going to be easier. Yeah. Stuff like that. And they do that, right? And if they have the ability to do that, great. But there's other people that literally can't do that. Mm-hmm. Right? Like we travel with all 4 of our dogs sometimes in my wife's car, and we can't fit 4 crates in the car. So guess what? Some of the dogs are loose in the car.